Mr. Chairman, and thank you to all the witnesses for coming. Let me apologize if I'm redundant at all. Mr. Bowman, help me connect some dots here. Sure. The Obama administration, as we know, has taken actions over the last few years to strengthen union control over workers. They've done this primarily by weakening reporting requirements for those unions. These actions have combined to basically give unions the ability to spend members' dues without rank-and-file members knowing where that spending is going. We also know that the unions put about $1.4 billion into the 2010 elections. Mm-hmm. Silly, stupid question, but let me ask it. Of that $1.4 billion, how do you think that money went as far as split between Republicans and Democrats? Do we know?
I do not have that figure, Representative, so I'm not sure.
What would you guess?
My guesstimate would be, again, well over 90% of the contributions would go for one particular party over another. That's correct.
And what party would that be?
That would be the Democrat Party.
And I think that's probably a pretty safe guess. Why is that? And again, silly question number two. If over 90% of that $1.4 billion is going to Democratic candidates and causes, are we to assume that 90% of union rank and file are Democrats?
Well, I know that not to be true. I think that the unions now are becoming very prominent in the public sector, the government sector, as opposed to the private sector. The Bureau of Labor Statistics released their 2011 figures last month. The private sector was at only 6.9%, I believe, of employees were in the union membership. But it was much higher, in the 30% range of union members, 36% range of union members. So the relationship between the union and their Democrat officials in the state is a cycle of dependency that's fed with taxpayer dollars. So I believe that's where that comes from. All that money is coming from taxpayer dollars.
So then it leads us to the next question, which is, again, if 90% of what union leadership is giving politically goes to Democrats, and we know that the union rank and file is not 90% Democrat, who is the Obama administration listening to then, in your estimation, union leadership or the rank and file?
Well, of course it's the union leadership.
Why would that be, though?
Well, because they control the money and control the funds.
So not necessarily the interests of the rank and file.
That is correct. You know, we have talked about the difference between PAC funds and forced union dues in the difference. But my written testimony has many examples in the agency fee that are very political activities, but are still included in that agency fee. You
know, one thing I've noticed a lot of the last year or so when I've been at home is union rank and file members, trades union guys, private sector union guys, are pretty upset right now. Mm-hmm. They're not working. Many are struggling financially. They're losing their homes. They're upset with their leadership because their leadership really sort of foisted this administration on them. I'm seeing a widening gulf. Do you get any sense of, is there any groundswell among rank and file who are more willing to publicly express how upset they are with what their leadership is doing?
Very much so, and that's why my organization, Union Conservatives, was started, because there are so many people who are feeling left out of the activities of the union officials and wanted to join an organization that felt actually mirrored their interests. I can give you two examples recently. The Keystone Pipeline issue, many union members are extremely upset. In fact, a labor's union, I believe, pulled out of the Blue-Green Alliance because of that, because so many jobs were, potential jobs were killed by the decision. And then also, so many union members were upset after October 2nd, 2010, when union officials rallied in Washington, D.C., called the One Nation Working Together rally. And they found out only afterward that they also rallied with the Communist Party USA, the Socialist Party USA, and the Democratic Socialists of America. And when it was reported afterward, so many union members on both sides of the aisle were very upset about it.
Final question, Mr. Chairman. Is it safe to assume, Mr. Bowman, that you see a widening gulf between union rank and file and their leadership?
Absolutely. I speak to a lot of groups. Even Tea Party groups have a lot of union members in the Tea Party groups as well.
I'll be dogged.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bowman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.